Hi guys! In this video I'll show you how to start a Mongo database with one single command line. Not only you'll have a Mongo database locally, but you'll also have a web interface in order to explore the contents of the database. For this, you'll need Docker and Docker Compose, so make sure you have those installed on your machine. All you need really is this Docker Compose file. Inside this file, I have defined two services. The first one is the Mongo service, so it's basically the Mongo installation. And the next one is the Mongo Express Web UI. Those are two different stuff, so they are not in any way related or packaged together. They think of it like MySQL and PHP-MyAdmin. So the most important part of this file is this line, where I'm defining a volume mapping for the data folder in the container. Why is this important? Because you don't want to lose your data when you remove the container. This line makes your data persistent in this data variable, which is a path you'll specify, and your data will persist in that location. Let's see the command now, right? So the command I was talking about is data. So I'm firstly defining that location where I want the data to persist. And then Docker Compose up. If you don't have the images locally, this command will take a while until it downloads the necessary stuff from the internet, but it does it automatically, so you don't have to do anything, you just have to wait. And in the end, you'll see this kind of output. Now, both the Mongo database and the Mongo Express interface are up, and we can check this by going to a browser and visiting localhost 8081. This interface allows you to look inside the database. Now, in order to verify that this is actually connected to the database and that everything works, I can connect in the database in the Mongo shell. And to do this, all I need to do is say docker exec, and now execute the Mongo shell, Mongo, and give it the authentication, so the user and the password. Notice before the user I append U, and before the password I append P. And also I need to make this shell interactive. Right now I'm connected inside the Mongo container, the Mongo instance. I can create a new database just by typing use MyDB. And now it created a new database. Now I can create a new collection just by inserting something. Let's do this. Okay, so apparently it worked. Let's check this in Mongo Express. If I refresh this page, you see MyDB database is here, movies collection is here, and the document I inserted is here. So everything worked. Other stuff you could do in here is maybe define some authentication for the web interface. So right now, as you've seen, the web interface didn't ask me for a username and password, and you can configure this in here, adding additional arguments. Just go Google them. And these don't have to match those two. So those are the username and password for your database. You can specify different ones for the web interface. Also, sometimes you might want to specify this backup folder. So it's not necessarily, this doesn't need to be /backup, it's just a name. But you can then run Mongo dump and other Mongo backup utilities and tell them to dump everything in this location. This way you'll also have them mapped on your local machine. In this case, it's not particularly important because I have this data folder which persists all the data by default. Of course, you don't need to create a new folder every time you start a new project. You maybe can reuse the same folder and just use different databases. But again, this is just your choice. Me personally, I prefer to keep things separately, and I create a new data folder every time, so I have them entirely separated. Okay, that's all I had to show you. Thank you for watching so far, and I hope this is going to be useful for you.